Hello everyone, this is Mr. Informal. It is I, Mr. Informal, giving you the latest and greatest edition of the Mr. Informal podcast. This is the 112th edition of the Mr. Informal podcast. There will be 4 topics for today, but before I get to that, I hope you are doing well, you are being safe, you are taking precautions. Always think with your mind before you make that move. Basically, life is now a chess game. Suddenly, you gotta always think before you move. Do not forget to add me on Instagram, MisterInformal. And then check out my website, mrinformal.com, MRINFORMAL.com. Apologies for that. So these are the 4 topics for today. So the North Face has a problem with Facebook. It's going to be interesting. In the midst of this pandemic, this disease, the China virus, Gucci decided to increase the price. And then third topic, large corporations are halting their spending marketing ads on social media. And then last but not least, Microsoft to just close up all of the Microsoft stores in all of the country or even in the world. So those are the 4 topics for today. I hope you learned something today, but certainly as these days everything seems to just be out of whack, seems to be quite a judgmental world. Can't even express yourself nowadays. And so those are the 4 topics. Let's go ahead and proceed with the first topic. So going on the first topic, we are on an article from hypebae.com. The North Face boycotts Facebook over handling of hate speech and misinformed. So several companies have joined, not only the North Face. So basically they have committed to an advertising boycott of Facebook in response to social media platform handling of hate speech and false information. The brand's decision follows a steady stream of backlash, man, I cannot read today, against Facebook refusal to moderate political advertisements that contain misinformation. On June 1, hundreds of Facebook employees staged a virtual walkout protesting the company's inaction regarding a post by President Donald Trump that threatened, "When looting starts, shooting starts." Many believe that statement when addressed Minneapolis demonstration protesters. The murdering of George Floyd violates Facebook policies on incitement of violence. So, to me, this is only giving one side of it. You see, Facebook doesn't even know what they're doing. I can see why you could be mad at Donald Trump saying when looting starts, shooting starts. Okay, that's fine, but what about those business owners who decide to defend their business and they're gonna start shooting with guns? So are we gonna deny the fact that Donald Trump is lying? I don't think that's a misinformation. And not only that, he was not talking about the protesters. We're talking about looters here. Let's separate the protesters from the looters, because I understand the protesters, but the looters, they're just there to steal, take whatever they can. So for these walkouts, to me, based on just the looting, it doesn't explain half of the story here. And I can see why Facebook didn't block it, but again, I don't trust Facebook either way. And so, not only that, what about Hillary Clinton when she did misinformation? Donald Trump has misinformation too. Joe Biden also has misinformation too. So are we gonna deny that? Are these employees also gonna stage a protest about Joe Biden? What about when Joe Biden says, "If you don't vote for me, you ain't black"? Well, I'm sorry. Isn't that misinformation right there? So why can't we check all sides and so we can evaluate them? Not only that, going to the article, the North Face is halting all activity in US paid advertising with Facebook until stricter policies are put on place to stop racist, violent, and hateful content and misinformation from circulating on the platform. A statement by the North Face parent company, VF Corp, reads Carolyn Everson, Facebook Vice President of Global Marketing, expressed support for companies to choosing to partake in boycott. We deeply respect any brand's decision and remain focused on important work removing hate speech and providing critical voting information. Our conversation with marketers and civil rights organizations about how together we can be a force for good, she said. That's just all marketing BS. All of you knows that. So you see, I don't get what North Face is saying here. Okay, if you want to, let's be honest, North Face. Are you really gonna boycott Facebook for what Donald Trump is saying, or even others are saying? Like, what are we looking at here? Are we just talking about all hate speech? Okay, what if I hate something? Let's say, I hate going to Ralph's, or I hate going to Safeway because they don't have all vegan menus or vegan groceries. Is that hate speech? Like, what are we talking about? Hate speech towards a race, towards a person? Like, what are we talking about? What if I hate my best friend? Like, I hate this guy. Is that a hate speech? Like, I really need to know. Like, these companies really need to be specific as to what they are actually boycotting here. If you want to boycott Facebook because of the lack of privacy, do it. That should be your main goal. But apparently, no. It's all about hate speech instead of our liberty and our privacy. Moving on to the second topic. From Hypebae.com, Gucci increases handbag prices following coronavirus impact. Following similar actions by labels like Chanel and LV, Louis Vuitton. Following impact of China virus, Gucci has decided to increase prices of its handbags to combat losses from Q1 and Q2. The pandemic has impacted the luxury sector immensely, and we've already seen Chanel change its prices to reflect the current climate. Gucci's adjustments were detailed in a report by Jefferies analysts, seeing surges between 5 to 9% by Dionysus, however you pronounce it. Zumi bag silhouettes across China, Italy, and the UK. Labels like Louis Vuitton have also followed the same business move. We are unsurprised that Gucci, another brand with strong brand heat, is following suit with opportunistic prices in an attempt to mitigate revenue contraction. You see, this is exactly what I've been telling people. You see, these luxury people or these luxury brands don't really care. And if you're gonna buy their handbags, their accessories, or even the clothing at a low price, don't wait, just buy it now, because these are increases. You see, but I'm really do not like this move, because during the pandemic, why couldn't they just wait until September? Why now? I mean, well, I can tell you why now, and I'll let you know right now. Well, at the end of the year, they want to make profit gains, and they also want to show their investors that they reached their goals or certain goals, or in this case, they did not lose that much. So they decide to increase the price to break even. But the problem with that is that you could also wait next year, and maybe you can recuperate that during the holidays, Christmas, when people are actually shopping. Not only that, their operating cost is actually low right now because they're not having people working at their stores. So the operation costs go down while their inventory is still there, and maybe their seasonal accessories or their seasonal inventory are still there. But the fact is that the name Gucci is still Gucci. People will buy it no matter what season it is. But I'm not really happy about this. Same with the Chanel and the Louis Vuitton, really not. You're telling me that you raised the price this year and you couldn't wait until September or October. Why? Or even next year. Why now? because it's pretty obvious they want to answer to their investors, but you can tell that the investors don't even care about six people. They don't care about the pandemic. They absolutely do not care. That's why I don't really get into too much of luxury, because I know that no matter what happens, especially at this time of the year, they don't really care. They only care about their bottom end. And when they look at their financial statements in the next year, they're going to say, hey, we either break even or we didn't make enough because of the China virus. And that's all there is to it. But to me, this just shows that Gucci is just taking advantage of the market. And here's the problem with that. When people and with this marketing right here, people are gonna start buying Gucci right now because, oh, I'm not gonna wait till Gucci raise the price, so I'm gonna buy now. So that's just another way of them trying to make money off people or take advantage, even though people don't have the money to spend. And they know for a fact that people will spend because of the name Gucci. And that everybody is just brand recognition and brand, especially brand equity. On to the third topic. So lately, a lot of big companies such as Unilever, Coca-Cola, certainly the North Face, Patagonia, and other brands out there are halting or pausing their budget or spending to the social media marketing ads, because in these times, issues with racism, police brutality, hate speech are all polarizing. And so, look, no one knows what's going on, and these social media are pretty obviously are manipulating trends and what they want you to see. You know, they want you to see white cops beating up on other colored people, and then when they don't even show black cops beating up on colored people. They want actually to see kind of a contrast in terms of skin colors. Not only that, you don't really get to see white on white violence, and you don't really get to see black on black violence. And so it's a polarizing issue, and these companies are saying, you know what, we're not going to spend our marketing budget on these social media platforms because they're just making certain topics be polarizing, and it's going to look bad on us. Not only that, I understand these companies, because if they don't say anything, they get talked about. You know, they lose no matter what. And if they say something, again, they get talked about, they lose. So it's like it's a no win situation here for these brands. It's like, why am I gonna spend all these money on social media platforms that no matter what I say or no matter what I do, we're still gonna get blamed for it or flack for it or get criticized for it? You know, you see these phrases such as silence is violence, which I don't believe in, but you know, that's another issue to me. But certainly the social medias are losing money. Coca-Cola is not going to spend money right now on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, or even Snapchats. Same with Unilever, same with Patagonia. So they're losing a lot of ad revenues here. And not only that, there people in Facebook are also, YouTube are also losing money, because a lot of these brands don't even want to advertise in YouTube because of the polarizing issues of what's happening right now. You can't really blame them, because again, if they say something, oh, we support police reform, but then you have these other group going to criticize them. Oh, you know, you're supporting police brutality. You don't care about people who get brutalized by the police. And these companies are saying, no, it's not that. We want to change how the police actually treat people who are they detaining, who are they interviewing, or who are they arresting. That's why it's called the police reform. They don't want to defund the police, but you know, these people will never be happy unless they see some type of actual absolute answer, which there is no absolute answer. And that's why this country is so great, because you can express your opinions. That's why you have the First Amendment. and you can have debates. You should agree to disagree, but people don't want that right now. People, you either agree or disagree, and in whichever way you go, you lose no matter what. And that's why these companies are doing this, and I absolutely understand. Starbucks doesn't want to advertise with Instagram. It's almost like, screw this, we don't want to do it because we're gonna get criticized no matter what we do. So what is exactly the point of advertising in these social media platforms? And I really wish people should just think about the things they would type in social media in a bigger scale, in a global scale. Think of the effect, the domino effect. What would happen? What kind of chain of reaction you will be receiving? What's the perception when you write that? You gotta think. It's really not that hard to think globally. We all go through school. I mean, we've seen all the things that we learn from. What doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. On to the last topic. So the last topic is from hypebeast.com. Microsoft to permanently close all retail stores. The tech giant is going all digital. Last week, Microsoft announced a new approach to retail. This approach, in fact, immediately will see the closure of all but 4 Microsoft retail outposts across the globe. So, only a quartet of stores will remain open in New York, London, Sydney, and Redmond. Wow, great. No Los Angeles, huh? But they will become Microsoft Experience Centers. Offers no product for sale. Oh, okay. So all retail stores are basically gone. It's more of an experience stores. So our sales have grown online as our product portfolio have evolved to largely digital offerings, and our talented team has proven success serving customers beyond any physical location, said Microsoft Corporate Vice President David Porter in a statement. We deliberately built teams with unique backgrounds and skills that could serve customers from anywhere. The evolution of our workforce ensured we could continue to serve customers of all sizes when they need us the most. Working remotely these last months, Microsoft noted that none of its retail staff will be let go, as they instead transition to digital-facing position. It also noted that Microsoft website will soon receive EW services like one-to-one video chat support, online tutorial videos, and virtual workshops, along with other forthcoming initiatives. I'm not really happy about this because they said that none of these employees at retail stores will be like, oh, yeah, they are. Come on, let's be honest here. Yes, they are. And for them to say, oh, our digital outpost is actually raising more, is actually selling better than our retail stores. Well, isn't that obvious? For the past 3 months, you closed up your retail stores. Well, where are people going to get Microsoft items? Well, online. That's pretty obvious. Not only that, I'll be honest with you, okay? The Microsoft store, the people that they have in there are not as knowledgeable as I thought they would be. And I don't blame them. I think I blame more Microsoft because they are not training them well. And this goes for Apple too. But we're strictly talking about Microsoft here. Microsoft, to me, I mean, even on their Windows, it still have baked. They can't solve certain bugs, and it's probably been going on for a long time. And their retail footprint is not as big as Apple Store. And when you go to Microsoft retail store, it's not inviting. It's not something you experience. Maybe that's what they're missing. And that's what they're going to do, is that it's a Microsoft Experience Center. They should have done that a long time ago. And think about it. What if a customer comes in and experience and it was great, but they want to buy the item right there and then? Well, they can't, because now you have to go to Microsoft website and buy it. So to me, it is just bad. I mean, they should just turn all Microsoft retail store into a retail and experience center with knowledgeable staff and a physical technical support there. Like what's going on with your laptop, what's going on with your notebook, what's going on with your Microsoft devices. Like, let's be honest here. Like, Microsoft, I don't think has done enough consumer research to know what their customer wants in a Microsoft's retail store. But I'm not even going to even think about it, because I'm sure Microsoft always does certain things that I'm surprised, and not only that, they don't fully execute it well. And so that basically concludes this podcast 112. I'm Mr. Informal. Basically talked about 4 topics. I hope you enjoy all those 4 topics. Hopefully I gave you some insights. I hope you learned something today, and maybe you can think about it, or maybe that could make you second guess certain things. Again, don't forget to add me on Instagram, MisterInformal, and check out my website, mrinformal.com, MRINFORMAL.com. And so I will see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.